Hey everyone, if you're coming in on replay, I'm in the centre of Paris looking at this stunning Saint Eustache. They're working on the facade here. There's a number of workers working. Hi Stevie, I was just thinking it might help if I've got my glasses on, mightn't it? And you can smell all the trees in bloom, which is nice. It smells very floral. Let me get my glasses. Where are they? They're in my pocket. Might help to have them on. Hey Andrew. Good morning, Martin. So there's Saint Eustache looking beautiful with all the blossoms. It's raining actually. It's very light rain, so I'll just walk through it. Leo's in theatre class, so I'm waiting on that. And some of you were in my scope last night. Some of you don't know. I'm just admiring this kid's big plane here. It looks cool. Good morning, Anthony. New day, new positivity indeed. Hi, Mark. Yeah, I just spent the night thinking and I came up with some ideas. But basically, I had an appointment last night, with the person in the town hall for the first, second, third, fourth, who's in charge of housing. Came out of it with lots of information. She was very, very nice, very thorough. Gave me lots of useful information, but the gist of it is there's very, very little hope for me to get any housing here because of a system in place, which I've known from the start, really, but I thought that there was an alternative. But they've got a system of points in place, and they never ever included single parents in their point system. So I'm basically doomed. So I'm rethinking things, and from something she said and some other people have said, and what I know from other parents, I think what I'm going to do is stay in the studio and enroll Leo in the new school for September, and find an apartment further out that we've got to commute to every day, commute to school every day, and then me go back, and then either to the office or at home to work. And that way we can still keep our connections to the centre, which is amazing here. It is going to be stressful, but it's a solution. And it's the only solution. And it's a good solution. And the other solution is to move and to go to a different school, but I'm just terrified of that. Terrified of it. Commute on the metro or even the RER suburban train. So, and this would allow us to keep our ties to the centre that's in Leal, which is amazing. And I've been following Leo through from the beginning for dance and for theatre. And the school just has an amazing reputation. I had a really good feeling. It's just through there, the school. I had a really good feeling on the Zoom call. And working in the city is a fairly normal way to live. Yeah, I was just thinking that we did that but I was 13, so it was different. But we did that. We went to school in Wellington, even though we lived in the Hutt Valley in New Zealand. Hi, Louise. Because it was a good school. So I'm going to start that from Leo's 6. Yeah, from the age of 6, we're going to start doing that. I can't see any other solution, and it probably sounds like a good one. I mean, it probably makes sense. So I'm going to do that. Hope you're doing okay, Louise. It's very beautiful here. It's raining a little bit, but all the trees are in blossom. Thanks, Anthony. I had very high hopes, and there were a lot of people telling me that, they had friends or they themselves had really, really insisted and knocked at all the doors and then got themselves the housing. But it was made really clear to me that that's not how it works, and that I'm pretty much doomed with my point system. So watching a replay and comment as if it's live. Oh, you're never sure. You thought you were watching the replay. Aren't these beautiful? Wow, gorgeous. Reminds me of home. We had apple trees in the garden growing up. Everything smells quite floral too. There's some more here. Yes. So, and in a way, so just to recap for those who came later, I had a big meeting yesterday. I had high hopes for. It was one of the most important meetings in my life, actually. I saw it as way more than important than a job interview because it was my kids' future. And it was about seeing whether I could get housing in the area here. Because it's absolutely impossible in the private system to pay rent here to get a one bedroom, because you would have to earn 4,500 euros in the hand so that I can sleep in the kitchen and Leo has a bedroom. It's just, you'll be saying very quiet today, nobody joining, and I'll be saying hi. Oh no, Martin. Hi, Timo. This isn't the replay. So I've come to the conclusion that I can't do that because of the stupid point system that makes no allowance for single parents. It also makes no difference between, imagine that you were two 20-year-olds have just moved into a studio, and a big studio because you have room for a kitchen and you have room to put two beds. So imagine you're two 20-year-olds in a studio and you're comfortable, really comfortable. But then imagine if you're in the same space as I am and you're a man with a 20-year-old, with a 19-year-old kid or something. They make no difference. So they make no difference in the space, which is absolutely absurd. And I challenged them on it a few times on Twitter, and they really didn't understand really what I was saying. They said that they really thought hard about their system and it was a fair system. But anyway, the lady yesterday, she was very, very kind and thorough and professional, and she actually really agreed with me. So it was the first time I'd heard someone say that, actually, when I watched Claire's broadcast. But as I'm on holiday, I've also... how's your holiday been, Martin? Well, you know what I mean. I mean, imagine that you're a dad and a teenager in a studio. They make no allowance for that. Whereas a couple would be very comfortable in a studio. Well, in Paris, anyway, we're used to living in small spaces, and I would have no problem if I was in a relationship. I'd have zero problem, even at my age, being in a studio with somebody. But even though I don't really want to live with anyone because I'm not like that. But if I was, no, I don't think anyone gets it. But for me, there's a big difference in the amount of space one uses. But maybe no one agrees. And then the other thing is they make no allowance for whether you're a single parent or not. So if you're a single parent, or a sole parent especially, because a single parent will often get an input from the other parent, or the child will sleep in both places. But a sole parent will only ever have one income, so you can only ever be in this category. So that's what... So you would never be able to afford a one bedroom, because I mean, no one gets 6,000 a month. As Leo gets older, he's going to want private space. Yeah, he's going to want a bedroom. I want to give him a bedroom. I want him to be able to have friends over. It's also really embarrassing. I mean, yeah, we've got the luxury of living in a studio in the centre of Paris. I know it's a big luxury, but you know, even all his other friends, they've got bedrooms, and it's embarrassing when people come over. I can't help it. I don't know, Andrew. I never thought about that. It's true that the guy snapped at me on Twitter and said, "Well, anyway, you get help from the government," which is absurd, because you don't. You don't actually get help from the government for being a single parent. You get 100 a month to help pay for food, regardless of what you earn, to live in Sydney. I wish, yeah, people I know who do live there have had property there a long time and it's gone. Yeah, so I also, my rent is really low for a studio because I've been there so long, so they can only bring it up so much. In my place, if I move out of my place and someone moves in, they'll be paying a lot more than what I pay. They'll be paying something like 1,200, 1,300 to be in my studio. So they would have to earn 3 times that in the hand, not gross, but yeah, net. per month. Something happening with the current apartment, mainly about yeah. So the urgency now is that it's now that we're having the meetings to decide on enrolment for this September. It's now that the school is emailing and asking whether we're moving or not. And also, once the child starts primary school at 6, you don't really want to rip them out 2 years later and take them away from their friends and everything, So I would have to make a decision now for up until Leo is 11, because it's a school from the age of 6 to 11. Yeah, so what I've decided is I'm going to find something else, and we're going to commute. And I found out that other people do this, all the while keeping my name on the list for housing, because you just never know. Yeah, everything is intertwined. Yeah. My friend lived in this great place. I see that the window's open, so maybe they've rented it out again. And Leo has to start again, yeah. And I'm just nervous because it sounds like such a good school, and they have connections with the Conservatoire de Musique, which is here, with a very good reputation. There's the library. They've also got swimming lessons with a swimming pool. They sounded like they do really. I just loved everything about the way they teach, and apparently there's some people who were going to who've got money and enough money to pay for a private school, but choose to go to this school instead, to send their kid to this school instead, because it's got such a good reputation. So I really want them to go there, and I'm scared that if I go to the middle of nowhere, then we've got to start everything. I don't know anyone, got no friends there. I don't know how good the school is. I don't know my environment. I don't know what kind of people he's going to hang out with. Like I was just talking to someone. She says, "Oh yeah, I love my place. It's great, except for the drug dealers downstairs." And you know what I mean. You want to know where you are. You want to know your environment and have some kind of connection first. So I'm not ready to completely change and take such a big risk. And also, kids are harsh, especially teenagers. I mean, I know they're not all like that, but they put people in boxes. And my kid is bilingual and multicultural and biracial, and it is a factor that I have to think about. And also, where we are now is very multicultural. There's loads of social housing, and so there's loads of kids in his class that are in social housing, and there's loads of people from other backgrounds too, and from all sorts of different countries. And being bilingual is very common in his school, and I just feel like I don't know, maybe maybe I don't take enough risks. Sorry, I'm blabbering on about myself. I know loads of people going through much worse, but it's just something I have to decide on because I'm a mama. And yeah, Martin, I found out that I don't have a choice, so now I've got to. So I woke up this morning and I said, right, okay, so that's scrapped. You've cried and you've gotten over it. That's it. There's no chance for this. So now moving on. So yeah. And I think also, it's not just being a single parent. I love being a single parent. I'd much rather be doing this than anything else, to be honest. But it's not just about the fact that I do all the work or that I have a certain amount of money and that's it. It's not about that. It's about the fact that the weight of all the decisions are on me. That's the big thing for me. That's the big thing about being a sole parent, is that as a couple, you go, oh, should we go to this suburb and, and get this kind of house and pool our resources and our energy and the psychological weight of the burden of the decision. You know what I mean? Goes to primary school. Hang on, I missed something. You could move out of Paris and find somewhere before Leo goes to. I could, but then I'm scared of a new primary school. It's the thing. When I moved to the Gold Coast, I hardly knew anyone, but I'm happy now. The adjustment, yeah. I think if I was alone too, it's just that I'm conscious that if I make a decision, I want to make it for a long time. I've been in my apartment for a long time. I've been there since 2007. Thanks, Andrew. Well, you can do it. It sounds like you've already, yeah. And I just, you hear about all these things with the kids here, like, I don't know. You hear more and more stories of violence, and I know it can happen anywhere, but I just have a feeling that his opportunities are good here, and that maybe I'm really wrong. You lived in Adelaide for 45 years. That's impressive. Bad stuff going on all over the world, but we can't have the weight of everything on our shoulders. Yes. Yeah, well, I have been obviously very weighed down by what's going on, but this is also a key time for me to make a decision. And I had this meeting yesterday that was devastating to me. So, anyway, I'm going to stop talking about myself because it's not good. But anyway, I just wanted to share these blossoms as well and get some steps in before Leo finishes his theatre class. And spring's around the corner, which is great. Leo would like to live in a t-shirt all year round. He keeps saying, when is it that I can be in a t-shirt in bed? He wants t-shirt pajamas, t-shirt to school. Thanks, Anthony. Maybe the best thing is to completely move, but I'm chicken. I'm chicken because I think we're going to go there. The school is going to be bad. We've just been so lucky with the school. They've been so kind to us. We got phone calls during the lockdowns to make sure we were okay. Hey, he just took his tag off his foot. Oh no, it's stuck on his. Is it stuck on your beak? Oh, I thought it was his tag because they have the same color green on their tags. That looks like a ticket or something. Thanks, Martin. Hi, Richard. What does Leo understand? I've just told him this morning and he said he agrees. Sometimes he says he's fine to be. It is his tag. He took his tag off his foot. It's metal. Don't eat it. What does it say? Anyway, I told Leo this morning. No, it's not. It's just a wrapping. It's me, and I've even got my glasses on. Yeah, I told Leo this morning, and he says, "Okay, Mama." But he has also told me that he'd be fine in the studio. And the lady I spoke to yesterday, she said they don't really need privacy the way you think. She said they might not really need privacy until they're 10 or 11, but it's still weird though. That everything is right there. Anyway, we'll work it out. Maybe I've got a few more years, maybe, but I just feel like I think there's also like the pressure. Like I feel like everybody else has got a bedroom for their kid, and they even have bedrooms for themselves as well as their kid, which would be completely impossible for me unless I got like something like 6,000 a month. Yeah, and I might need privacy, but I'm not even thinking that. Everything I'm looking at, all the apartments I'm looking at, even in the suburbs, I'd be sleeping in the kitchen. The kitchen would be in the living room, and I'd be sleeping in there. But I just have a dream of having, even if it's a miniature bedroom, of just having a door that you open and that's his room. I just feel like that's not too much to ask. All right, Anthony, sorry for rambling. I feel embarrassed, actually. I might delete this later. You are here to see Paris. What does this say? Urgent for pets with a walk-in closet. Yeah, I thought about that too, Martin. Sometimes you get these atypical things like that, but there's nothing in the centre. There's always something wrong with them. So what is it? Urgent pets. They've got systems in place, free systems in place to improve the treatment of pets in urgent situations. Oh, okay. If there's a medical emergency, and you have a sticker saying, oh, okay. So if you get taken away to hospital, for example, you got a sticker saying, I've got a pet at home, so it doesn't get abandoned. These are supposedly the animals that you find in the parks, but not quite. I'm happy you're getting it out. Thank you, Anthony. You're listening intently. Oh, that's good. But I am embarrassed. I don't like talking about myself like that, especially with what's going on right now. And that's another thing, there's a lot of help in my community and my networks for the people arriving. And some friends have taken in people escaping from Ukraine, and they've got a couch. They've got a couch to put them on, and they can close the door to the living room. So I would like to have someone come in, but they'd be sleeping in Leo's bunk bed, basically, on a fold-out couch. Literally two centimeters from my face, so that wouldn't work. Right, well, I'm going to go pick up Leo. Thanks for listening. And this is weird. Comment le pouvoir se prend et se garde ou se perd? How power is taken, kept, or lost. Interesting. The truth on the tele Putin. Thank you. Bye, everyone. That's how you spell it in French, by the way. Bye. Thanks for listening to my rambling.